So folks, welcome. Well, first, welcome to the yard. Huh? Let's hear a round of applause. Welcome to the yard. Pretty great, right? So my name is John Fitzgerald. I'm president of the Tobin Community Center, and it's an honor to be here today to MC this event with all of you, the Mission Hill community, BCYF community, the mayor, the folks of the city of Boston. We really think we've done something great here, and we're happy that you all came to celebrate. So it's a real proud day here in Mission Hill, and we've had a lot of them lately, and that's a great thing. Because for those who are here today, for those that not only are we here to think about the new beginnings that are happening and to celebrate those, and for those that will get to enjoy this park for the future, but we're also here to reflect on those that got us here and pay remembrance to those as well. So with that, this project is sort of a microcosm of the Mission Hill community. When you think about who has come to help around the table to make this happen, we worked with the folks at Wentworth, we worked with the kids from Sociedad Latina, we had the community input, and we all came here together, and this was the result. And I think it really comes down to another thing, is the diversity, and how diversity can always help make a project better. When we have more voices, when we have different voices at the table, the end result becomes a better deal. And there's no one that understands that better than our mayor, Mayor Walsh. And Mayor Walsh has seen through that this project could happen under his administration, and we appreciate it for that. And for the sake of time, we'd like to get right to the introductions. And can we hear it for our great mayor, Mayor Martin J. Walsh.
Thank you, John. And I want to thank John for his work here as well in the city. And I think we're speeding through this because Halloween is here, and we got to get home and give candy out or we're in trouble. So thank you, John Fitz. I want to thank Commissioner Morales for your great work, and the BCYF staff here at the Tobin. Thank you guys and ladies for the great work you do every single day. You should be proud of the work you do. I want to thank City Councilor Josh Zakem with us today. Thank you, Councilor Zakem, for pushing this and continue to move this. City Councilor Michael Flaherty, thank you, Michael, as well, who's here with us today. State Senator Sonia Chen Diaz is with us. Thank you, Senator, for being here and for your work. State Representative and Chairman Jeffrey Sanchez, thank you, Representative, for your great work. Mike Ross, thank you, Councilor. This started under Mike Ross. It only took 6 years, that's all. But we got it done, you know, thank you. It's a big space, you know, a lot of work. Thank you, Councilor. I want to thank Sandra as well from Wentworth, and Trish Lyons, and I want to thank everyone who had something to do with today. This is certainly an exciting opportunity here. The space back here looks great. Thank you, Pat, as well, for what you do in pushing everybody. This community space has been a dream for a long time, and today it's a reality. This investment is nearly $1 million in the Mission Hill, in the new backyard. I want to congratulate them. I want to thank Councilor Zakem in particular for working with BCYF and making this a priority. We can clap for him. This community space reflects the energy and creativity of Mission Hill, and many of us were back here a year and a half ago on a celebration, and it didn't look like this. And the investment is absolutely incredible. The patio that is here and that this is gathering will be here for generations to come. The turf field is something that our kids can come out and play on, and people can come out and enjoy. The stage and the pavilion will allow young people the opportunity to express themselves and show themselves in performances where they might not have had something before in the past, and really be able to express their creativity through arts, and that's something that's important. We have an outdoor classroom that's going to connect our world in new ways to our students, and making sure that they can learn in this space in Mission Hill. I think that's also important. And the resources, the programming here at the Tobin, like after school, sports and arts are real important. So I want to thank all of you. I'm rushing through this because I want to get to something that's really important to me. I want to thank the Mission Hill community. I want to thank you for your activism. I want to thank, what's special about Mission Hill is, whether it's 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or today, it's still a special place. There's a sense of pride in Mission Hill that you don't feel in every part of the city of Boston. As I look around, I see the immigrant community in Mission Hill today that's here, that a different generation ago might have been a different immigrant community, but the struggles were the same. They were large families. They were living in homes in Mission Hill. They were trying to work 2 and 3 jobs to raise their family, and that hasn't changed in this community. So I want to thank you in Mission Hill for your great work. I want to thank, we should clap for Mission Hill. I want to thank the Wentworth students for designing the yard and building it. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for the neighbors that helped make this come to fruition. And now it's a part that for me, it's a special part. 20 years ago, I was a young state representative, and I was in room 134 at the State House. And my friend, Kevin Fitzgerald, was up in room 540. And he said to me, I said, Fitz, I want to come up here with you. And the rep at the time was Stevie Tolman. He had won the Senate race. He says, just let the speaker know. So I did. And the speaker's office didn't get back to me, so I called him. I go, Fitz, what should I do? He goes, just move in. So that, now I'm a brand new state representative. I really didn't know Fitz's office that well. And I moved in over the weekend. I literally moved in. I moved all my boxes in. I brought a couple people from Dorchester. We stole some desks. We brought them up there. We stole a few chairs along the way. That's what you have to do at the State House. And we did. And we got up there. And when I got up there, I had one staff member at the time. And I met Kevin's staff. And I saw a bunch of people that were dedicated and committed to Mission Hill and to Boston. One of those staff members was a guy named Leon Graves. And we became instant friends. Over the years, I had an opportunity to meet Leon's mom, and I knew what his love for people was and where it came from. It was for his, not just working for Kevin Fitz, who loved people, but it was in his mom as well, who loved to help people. Tonight, I'm honored to we're going to name the yard in honor of a very special woman, Ida B. Graves, tonight here in Mission Hill. Ida was a beloved member of this community. She was an activist. She was a volunteer. She was a friend. Much like a lot of other people that are here, like Maria Sanchez and other people, that she was a person that was able to stand up and believe what she believed in. She believed in. She never stopped working to improve the lives of the people of Mission Hill, especially the kids. When I talk about this neighborhood being special over generational, it's because of women like Ida Graves is why it was so special. Leon just told me that they lived right there. There's no coincidences in life. There's no coincidences in life that they used to look out the window here, look at the space here, and now that Ida's going to be looking over the space again to making sure that the kids that come here are kept an eye on it, and she did a lot of looking out these windows as well. So it's important for us, and you know, these are the days that I know that as an elected official, it's important. A permanent monument to a woman who loved this community, loved the children of this community, had the spirit of this community, and was from this community. So I want to thank the whole Graves family for being here with us today. I know there's, I don't know everyone is here because Leon didn't give me a breakdown, but I know we have sons here, we have grandchildren here, we have daughter-in-laws here, I think we have some sisters here maybe, and brothers, and we have extended family. We got the Fitzgeralds, we got a whole bunch of other people. So to the Graves family, thank you for allowing us to do this opportunity. Thank you for everyone in this neighborhood for coming out tonight to be here on such a beautiful day. And how appropriate, again, Halloween night, where kids are going to be out in the streets of Boston. That's what we're doing here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Walsh. You know, actually, my first job was in this building as a Top Shot basketball counselor. I don't think I was a good enough basketball player to be a camper, to be honest with you. They were better. But Miss Ida Graves would be handing out the chocolate milks down in the basement to all the kids. She has just been a staple in this community for years, and it's so great to have this park now named after her. It's a beautiful thing. But there's someone else that works in this building too, and he takes care of not only this community center, but all the community centers around the city. It's my pleasure to now introduce Commissioner Will Morales.
Thank you, John Fitzgerald. Let's give a round for John, too. I mean, so much part of the history. Well, happy Halloween, folks. All right? I'm glad everyone's here. On behalf of Boston Centers of Youth and Families and the BCYF Tobin Center, I am pleased to welcome you today to celebrate this beautiful new space. And thank you all for coming out. It is a fitting tribute. Leon, you and I have been friends for a very long time, and I've always said that you're one of the most committed individuals, always working hard in the community, and I know that you got a lot of that from your mom. And I know that she was able to rise in peace because of the work that she did here to rise this community to all different levels. And she rose in peace with the love that you and your family gave her, most importantly of all. And I know she's sitting on a celestial cloud right now, smiling down at all of us, but also making sure that we can continue this work and continue to build this community to be even much stronger than when she had left it. A lot of people work together today to make this new outdoor space possible. So first of all, I want to thank the mayor, Walsh, who made sure that the funding was put into this capital project to make sure that this project came to fruition. Thanks to his support, our community centers are getting much needed improvements. And I also want to thank Tricia Lyons, Director of the Public Facilities Department, for her continuing commitment to make sure that our spaces are done correctly, the right way, with the right materials, so that they can last a lifetime. I also want to thank her staff person, Bill Evers, the project manager, and Brian Higginbottom, the clerk. The staff at the Public Facilities Department are great to work with and always make sure that the quality of materials and the construction that goes into every project, you know what I mean, are top notch. And I also want to thank Pat Brophy for leading that team and always being a friend to BCYF. I want to give a special thanks to John Jackson. Let's give a round for John Jackson. Okay. Our administrative coordinator here at the BCYF Community Center, who really drove this project and is looking forward to all the new programs and activities he's going to offer here. I mean, he's got a list of things. He's going to do Zumba here, he's going to do yoga, he's got a music series. I mean, he's got a bunch of stuff that's going to be happening, so I'm glad he's already thinking about it. I also have to give some other shout outs to Mike Suprizio, who constantly was always monitoring this project and making sure that every day, you know, he came down and took a look at it to make sure that everything was placed where it needed to be placed. Mike has become a construction guru in the last couple of years because of all the projects that we have happening. And also John Jackson has asked me to also say a few thanks on his behalf, especially to Mission Hill resident Maggie Cohn, who secured volunteers to support this project, particularly Wentworth College, whose students worked on several designs for this space and built a beautiful community garden that you see behind you. Former City Councilor Mike Ross, who you will hear from shortly, and was an early advocate of this yard and really pushed to get the funding for a design study, which got the ball rolling. And his successor, Councilor Sakem, who's here with us too as well, who continued to take that charge and make sure that this project was completed. And of course, State Representative Jeffrey Sanchez, who I've known from my childhood, and I remember when he had hair, who's always demonstrated a great care for this community, but most importantly has been a great example, especially to a lot of Latino males who are looking to get into public service. You know, Jeffrey, I do this work because you set that example, so thank you. And to the many Mission Hill residents that attended several community meetings and gave their valuable input during this process, leading to today, the Mission Hill Community Council, which works with BCYF Tobin, also spent many hours making sure that this happened. I hope I didn't miss anyone, but if I did, I bet one of my other speakers will correct me and hopefully acknowledge you as well. I know many of you are anxious to get home and hand out candy. I know I am, I'm a father of 5. So to your neighborhoods, but I would also like to invite you all to make sure that tonight you join us in Mission Hill's annual Halloween on the Hill event. I hear it's fabulous. I was here last year to see it. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. And it starts here tonight in our lobby. So thank you all for coming and enjoy your new garden.
Thank you, Commissioner. In the next segment of Mission Hill's This Is Your Life, we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to bring up former City Councilor Mike Ross.
Thank you, John, and Mr. Mayor, and Mr. Chairman, and Councilor Zakem. I love it. Amazing how things are going to be so easy now, Councilor, now that the state rep Jeff Sanchez is the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee up at the State House. It's a huge thing. I love it. I used to be the city councilor for this community many years ago, and it's great to come back. I truly, just walking in here and the hugs and seeing everyone, I really miss you guys. And I miss you guys because of things like this and where your priorities are and what you do here. This might come as a surprise to my friends Michael Flaherty and some of my colleagues, former colleagues back here, but I wasn't the best athlete when I was growing up as a little one. I wasn't the biggest, the strongest, or the most talented. I'm here in Mission Hill where they made a movie about how good the basketball program is, John Jackson, called The Mission, right? They made a movie about, 9 NBA players coming out of these few blocks, which is unprecedented anywhere else in the United States, I believe, per capita. It's great that they have sports here, but things like this, there is a kid that's going to get up on this stage one night and their life will change when they sing or play something or do some art or do something that they connect in another way with people because of this space. I think that was the theory behind it. And the amazing thing is, when I left, usually when you leave, all these ideas can get kind of dustbinned away, right? Because there's a new crew coming in. But give credit to the mayor of the city and Councilor Zachem, who kept this alive. I asked, the one favor I had to Josh Zachem when we were transitioning was actually, please keep an eye on this project here. And both he and the mayor got it done with all of you. And the fact that it's named for Miss Ida Julian, she was such a great leader in this community. And it's just really good to be here with all of you. And I do miss you. And don't mistake the fact that I'm not here every day, that I don't miss you. It's just like I have a private life now. I go home, I put on my pajamas, I put on movies, I hang out, I don't go to anything. And it's nice, but I do miss you. I do miss this community. I really do. And it's a great community. And congratulations, Mission Hill, on this great space. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, and it's great to have you back as well. So the nuts and bolts, the design, the things that you were standing on today and looking at, all came from the ideas from the students of Wentworth University. And here up next to speak on Wentworth and how they came about and got involved and pushing for them to create this beautiful space for us, Sandy Pascal of Wentworth University.
Hi, everybody. Boy, Mission Hill is such an extraordinary place. Look at us. It's a place for partnership and collaboration, and it's a place for vision and project execution. And it's been my honor to work in this community on behalf of Wentworth for the last 30 years. Thank you all for that opportunity. And thank you for giving our students and faculty and staff the opportunity to work with you. I was asked to talk a little bit about the genesis of this project, and I have to call my buddy Maggie Cohn. Stand up, Maggie. Let people see you. In 2011, Maggie and I taught a class at Wentworth called Introduction to Service Learning, and the students picked this backyard as a project to redesign. And at that time, that's 6 years ago, what was going to happen in this backyard was a very hot topic in the neighborhood. There were a lot of great ideas and a lot of conflicting ideas. And our students rolled up their sleeves, and the first thing they did with Maggie's leadership is they interviewed a bunch of community stakeholders, and they took those ideas and they put them together, and they had a community meeting so that people could come together, reflect on those ideas, and start to evolve a concept of what they really want back here. And there were about 3 community meetings, and the neighborhood had a chance to weigh the pros and cons. And the great thing, the really great thing is, it looks like what people wanted. We kept all of the core ideas and the spirit of what people wanted to have in this backyard. I'm kind of amazed that the money, thanks to John Jackson and Mike Ross initially, who took the beautiful designs that our students did. We had summer co-ops who are from architecture class, and where's Eric Miller? Under his direction, now the director of the Center for Community and Learning Partnerships, and they came up, yay, Eric, all right! So they came up with some very professional PowerPoints. And Mike Ross and John Jackson, we went around with some community people and kept the pressure on and really sold the idea of what we wanted back here. And here we are. So I also want to say we did the community garden in 2013 in collaboration with Sociedad Latina, the Tobin Community Center, the Baptist, and Professor Jerry Hopcroft. I know you're here. Where's Jerry? Jerry, I know you were here. Let's wave your hand somewhere. Jerry was our engineering faculty member who helped us build the back. So now we have this beautiful place. There's so many people contributed, but the completion of this project is a testament to the power of us all coming together and the tireless efforts of dedicated individuals to support and believe in the community dream, and particularly thanks to the city to come up with all that money to make this happen. We thought we were going to build it ourselves, but so anyway, thank you all, and hooray for Mission Hill. I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you all.
Sandy, thank you very much. Great work by Wentworth University. Now finally, this is a great project for Mission Hill, but there will be many more great projects to come, and someone that's going to be very instrumental in helping those great projects come to this community is the City Councilor, Josh Saker.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Looking out here and seeing the crowd and the diversity of this neighborhood and of this city is so encouraging, and I can't think of really what could be a more fitting memorial to Ms. Graves than this. And filling this place with a space, with life and activity, with kids from across this community is something that's really exciting to me to look forward to. And as I've been standing up here and hearing all the great remarks, and I want to thank the mayor and his administration and my predecessor, Mike Ross, who when we were transitioning those few weeks period, he pulled me aside and said, listen, there's one thing, it's really important. And John Jackson also, there was a bit of a double team over there. And they said, no matter what, keep pushing for this. And I want to thank them for doing that, but I also want to thank the BCYF team and the Walsh administration for not being as difficult on that as some other capital requests we've made over the years. But now that we have Chairman Sanchez to fund everything, I think we're all set. So, but this has really been an exciting experience to be here. And I do want to thank you all for participating. And for those of you who have had an opportunity to see the before and after pictures that are over here, I mean, many of the folks here have seen it in the flesh before and after, but the change has been dramatic and it's transformative. And it would not have happened without such an incredible participatory community planning process. We look forward to continuing that work with the members of this community, with BCYF, with our colleagues in government. We wouldn't be able to do this also without our colleagues, Councilor Flaherty and Senator Chang Diaz, who have stood with us every step of the way. So thank you all for being here. Looking forward to being back here for many more Halloweens and many more fun activities and performances.
Thank you, Councilor. And I know there's plenty, there may have been people we forgot to thank. I see a couple here, Pat McDonough, Joanna Cena of Councilor Ross's office. You guys are always a great help in this process as well. But listen, what we'd like to do now is actually cut the ribbon and unveil. We have...
Sanchez, cop it up.
How you doing? Yes. Because remember, Ida Graves was a part of the Mission Maine Tenant Task Force that made sure that this Mission Maine housing development is what it is today. Because there were certain organizations that did not want to see this. And that even up until recently, there's people that want to do things on this property, but this property belongs to the people. And this yard reflects a woman who dedicated her life to making sure that this community and what belongs to the community stays with the community.
And I even got my hype girl next to me, my daughter, Amina. To the Graves family, I mean, she was our mother, right? She was your sister, she was your aunt. She was a woman who just that smile, and you know when she used to call you over and she'd scold you, but you really didn't know why she were getting scolded? At least me, I'm sure Leon, right? Well, actually between me and Leon. And we actually might have been here when there were other things that shouldn't have been here. But Mayor, thank you for doing this, because you did it in memory of a very powerful individual during a time when people in this city said, why don't black and white and Hispanic and others get along? And I mean, look at this crowd. It's all of you. We are the example for the city, for the state, and for the nation. And I'm so proud of what all of you have been able to do. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody that had a part of this. But Mayor, this wouldn't have happened if you wouldn't have made the investment. And John, thank you for busting your back every single day here. Thanks to this BCYF staff, member Ryan and all these boys over here playing with all our kids and talking to them and showing them love. And that's what this is all about. So thank you.
And one, the Ida B. Graves Memorial Yard, Tobin Community Center.